Uh, Hello, everyone. Happy to see all of you and welcome back to today's session organized by VODAN Africa and Asia. My name is Putu Hadi. As you can see, I put the agenda today on the chat box. And as always, try to keep our mic muted during the presentation to prevent background noises. And if you have any question while the presentation is going on, please type them into the chat box. And right now, I will hand over to Professor Mirjam to lead the session. Professor Mirjam, the floor is yours.
I think it will be Professor Francesca.
Okay, Professor Francisca, the floor is yours.
Yes, Putu, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for all making it here today, as usual, to our meeting. I would like to especially welcome Beth, who is always with us, and every member of our community from across Africa, Asia, Europe, and North America. The agenda today is as presented by Putu, and of course, I bring you apologies from Aliyah. Aliyah is unable to join today's meeting due to some personal circumstances, but she sends her regards. So as usual, we'll take our updates from the different teams. The first one is the update on the health facilities communication. And I think Putu, you are going to be leading that update. Yes, Putu.
Yes, Prof. Thanks. So I will update our discussion result, and also we have a conversation. I had conversation with Eric and LUMC team, so I will share a bit about that. So as always, yesterday we had a discussion about health facilities communication and also about the topic list result. So the update communication right now is from Uganda. Mariam just finished the discussion with KIU and Case Clinic and just sent the transcript to me today. So I will collect the result from. I will put it on Google Drive. And Kenya also finished the first and second round of communication topic list with Beacon. And right now, Kenya team waiting the second round of communication topic list with Zambezi. And the other health facilities still waiting for the update of their availability. But Kenya Research Medical is willing to join, so still in progress. And Zimbabwe still there is no further update from Zimbabwe. From Somalia, finished the second round of communication topic list for the government health facilities. And from Nigeria, also finished the all round of communication topic list, but only from IBB University, and other hospitals still waiting for the approval letter from the Ministry of Health. And from the Ethiopia, have been finished first round of topic list and inform 11 health facilities that want to involve in the second round of communication topic list. So right now I'm still waiting for the result from Ephrem. But next week we are not. I'm not collecting. I'm not only collecting the result from the communication topic list, but next week each country will be present about what is the finding on the health facilities. About the access and control role, and also what is the condition in the health facilities. For example, the how's the patient information flow, and this is for the next week agenda. And 2 hours ago, so I have a personal health train discussion with Eric Frequency and Luis Bonino. So I explained to them that right now it is it is not possible to do personal health train, like integrate the personal health train with CIDAR FDP, because we decide to use a full CIDAR FDP architecture, but using the kick cloak authorization. So we are controlling the internal and external party with that, but it is not possible to do personal health train right now. But Eric suggests me to make sure that if we are finished with the CEDAR FDP architecture, we should invite Luis to review the architecture, because it should be like cover all of the fair requirement. So when the personal health train is ready, so we can easily integrate the personal health train architecture with the CEDAR FDP. So that's the result of the discussion, Professor Francisca. That's all from my side.
And thank you very much, Putu, for that update. I don't know if any of the country teams, I know we're going to get updates from the country teams, but I don't know if any of the country coordinators has anything to add, if anything has changed between the last meeting with Putu as regards communication. The meeting was yesterday, and now, apart from Mirjam, who just sent the transcript of our meeting, from any of the country coordinators, are there additional information between yesterday and now?
Hello.
I don't see. Yes, Dr. Bernard.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
We as of this week, we have managed to talk to the medical director about our papers, because KUDA's documents are now clear and straightforward, and we managed to submit to the provincial medical director. And as we wait for the reply from the provincial medical director, we have drafted the template that we are going to use on the 3 GZU clinics for a while, as we wait for our Pro Vice Chancellor next week to give us a feedback on how we can proceed with GZU clinics. So this is an update as far as Zimbabwe is concerned.
Thank you very much for the update. But so far you have not made contact with the health facility yet?
Yes, we have not yet, because of the challenges Purakwashe was experiencing as far as registration is concerned.
Okay. Please, when
yes.
you're about to make a contact, you need to reach out to Putu, because contacting the health facilities and the questionnaires and the evaluation of the process. So you may need to reach out to Putu to get some of those documentation, so that you'll be on the same page with the other countries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Sakina, Nigeria, I could see you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you, Professor Francisca. We really missed you. Welcome back, ma. Putu, I think the all round of questions for all clinics, like these 4 clinics, I think they are complete for Nigeria. I give for Lokoja and OOU, I give them to Kawu. Didn't he give you, Putu?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's not only from IBB. It's I got the answer from Lokoja and OOU.
Okay, so the 6 clinics are very clear now. Are they clear, or if they still have any other documents to fill up, can you send them to me?
Yes,
Hello,
sure.
Can you hear me? I said, are they clear now? Have they filled all round of questions?
Yeah, that's filled. Abdullah, he sent me all round of question, all round of answer from the.
Okay, for the 6 clinics, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me know if there's still any other thing for us to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sakina. Thank you for adding to the updates by Putu. The next update will be by Rudwan on the CEDAR localization and data analytical board. Rudwan, please.
Yes, thank you. So yesterday we had a little discussion on the standardization of the templates and how we're going to handle IDs, etc. With regards to this, I'll be writing a large research proposal for Mark from Stanford, and I'll be working with him to work out kind of the general guideline on information systems. And already to prepare for this, we also were proposed to use the central CEDAR service to run some test cases on how to handle this kind of different data sources. I think one concept that's mentioned in the personal health train is that it's controlled access on heterogeneous data sources. So I believe, correct me if wrong, but with Mirjam, we agreed that for the MVP, we'll be working with kind of course, the data sources are heterogeneous, but the formatting of the data, so the collection specification will be homogeneous. So those will be standardized. And from there, the tool.
Yes. Not necessarily homogeneous or heterogeneous. The difference is between static or dynamic.
Yeah. That's what I mean, kind of. Yeah. So we have kind of a design on the data that will be used for the analytics, if that's a good way to put it.
Maybe then I can explain it a little bit more. There was a discussion on dynamic querying, which is a kind of part of the idea of the personal health train. But what we have agreed in the VODAN Africa approach is that we work with explicit permission on the collection or the querying rather of the data visiting across, but also for the health facilities, we will have a static panel of visualization, because that just makes the most sense, because we can have a pre-agreement on those data points. So once these are determined, which is part of the work of the group of Putu, they remain static. So there's not a kind of a dynamic thing like I want to know this or I want to know that, and therefore I'm going to send a query to the VODAN databases. That is not what we are trying to do in the MVP.
Yeah, so it's just a predefined set of queries. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, that reads, I mean, that translates in a predefined set of queries, yes.
Yeah, so it's also controlled, like what data is being exposed to what parties. Yeah. So the agreement in the group of Aliyah yesterday with you, Rudwan, was to start testing these queries and results on the CEDAR platform, so that these can also be shared with the health facilities, and that there's kind of a range of options that begin to appear in terms of the data to be available for the health facilities. Yeah, we can also showcase the functionality. I think it's really important now that we get the basic technology there. I'll also, of course, be working on this. And I think that's the main update. And then as we know more about that, then we can also increase those discussions on those points. And I think that will also become more clear to the facilities, like what this is doing, like if they get a sample set of data, like what exactly happens and what of my data is being processed, etc. I think the transparency element is really important.
Thank you very much, Rudwan. I don't know if there were further updates from, I can see Getu and Samson in the call, but from yesterday's meeting, there were some questions that had come up from the previous meeting on the full CEDAR architecture deployment. Rudwan, do you have any updates you can give us on that on behalf of the CEDAR team as well, since Aliyah is not here?
I know that Samson is still working on it, but he's kind of resolving the last few issues. And the step after that to kind of form the fair data point is to kind of streamline the installing process of CEDAR. And of course, the analytics component, we are just working on the test cases still, and also waiting on the final specification of the templates. And I think a big part of the CEDAR process is also just testing it on different platforms and see what works best. We already saw that Ubuntu works best, but we need to really set guideline and make sure that it works well. So that's from my perspective what I can update. I do not have all the meetings that Aliyah has been in. So
it's fine. Thank you very much, Rudan, for the updates. It's very helpful. There is an ongoing discussion I started with Getu and Samson on how we get the installation done at the different sites, where I was proposing if it is possible to have a kind of an integrated package on an external hard drive or something that could be a plug and play that we can ship to the different countries and they can use for the different sites. But then I'll continue that discussion with Getu and Samson off list since they're not here at the moment, because even in countries where we have data stewards, they may not be able to cover all the health facilities. So if the data stewards are trained, they can just simply send the integrated package to them. It will be something as simple as installing Microsoft Office or installing the Visual Studio package on a PC. We are also looking at that option. But when we have the full specification, then we can decide on which is the best, a CD or an external drive that could be shipped to the different locations. But thank you, Rudwan, and you should also think about this in the context of the indexing as well.
Yes, I think it's really good points as well. I think there are many options for deployment. And I agree that it should be an option that is really portable. Like it can be also sent digitally and easy to install. I think that's the best option. For example, Docker, but I think we can...
We're looking at situations in places where the internet may not be that strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that should be also be a shippable, for example, USB drive or hard disk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much, Adrian. We'll take the next updates from the country teams. Looking at the coordinators, Dr. Wondimu, would you be happy to provide an update on the developments and the deployments in Ethiopia?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Dr. Wondimu.
Hello, Prof. Hi. Good afternoon, all colleagues. So to provide update from my side, as mentioned by Putu, already 11 health facilities communicated, and the 9 is rest because, you know, right now we are in the planning process for the new fiscal year. So most of the health facility is busy with that activity. So we will try to reach those rest 9 health facility in next week, and then we are able to complete the second round of communication. So that's one update from our side, and the other update is we have also planning to planning to organize a workshop for all health facility with our capacity building and mentorship project. So at that time, we are also planning to communicate all health facility managers and HIT focal person about the VODAN project besides the review meeting. So that also gives a good opportunity to facilitate and inform about the VODAN and also for upcoming training. Maybe the other issue, maybe we will also discuss with Prof. Mirjam and with you about, we are thinking also to include just to provide a community health training program for graduate students. You know, we do have many colleges in private sector, but those HIT background students, lack the health aspect. So that might be a good, if we are able to provide community health training for the graduate student using the NUFIC, relating to the NUFIC project, then we are able to create, more job opportunity for them as compared to the others. So maybe we will discuss also that later on with you and with Prof. Mirjam. So this is a brief update from my side. Thank you. Over.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Wondimu. That is really excellent. Because even early hours today at the NUFIC presidency meeting, I was reminding the presidency and Professor Mirjam that we have the NUFIC course, CSC course 3, and which can be implemented in Somalia. Actually, Somalia is ready. And of course, in Ethiopia, and it was also emphasized, I think Akindele is here, that the LMS team, the e-learning team of KIU should, as a matter of importance, upload the course 3 as well as they're uploading the other 4 courses that will be implemented across all the partner states. So this is very, very good. It's good to know that you're also thinking in that direction. And in the advocacy webinar, please, or the training, if it's going to be online or if there will be a dual implementation mode, I think it would be good to invite members of our community from different countries so that Ethiopia can, or it could be reinforced in Ethiopia that this is not just an Ethiopia thing, but it is a trend that is actually across the different regions of Africa. So you may consider inviting people from the Nigeria, Somalia, Uganda, Tunisia, Zimbabwe teams to probably give an overview of the project, the implementation of the projects in their respective countries. So to show the Africanness of the project. But thank you very much for this update.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. We're still in the east of Africa. So we'll listen to Dean Jamal for updates on Somalia. Dean Jamal? He's on the call. Okay, while we're waiting for Dean Jamal. Oh yes, Dean is here. Yes, Dr. Jamal.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. For us, as Mr. Boto mentioned, we have completed and finalized the second round of communication of the health facilities shared with the Boto. Also, we are working on the harmonizing of the registers for the private health facilities. We set with the Ministry of Health, the Bureau, and we agreed that to have that. I have shared with the template, that proposed template for them, but they raised some concern about the content of the module of the tool. So we are still discussing about how we can have a harmonized tool which can be adapted to the private health facilities. As you know, here I think also we need to think critically. For me, I see that private health facilities in Somalia, they are not like other countries because they work separately and independently from the health facilities. So they use their own registers, which is not standard. So as I just provide the information of the VODAN, and they just will come. I think they can benefit for that project. However, still the challenge is existing, and we need to consider. And also, we finalized the list of the stewards and HMS persons for the 20 health facilities. And I think we can share the list within the next 3-4 days. I have an issue of the OPDs, as we have limited resources. We planned 1 computer for each health facility. That means we will select either under 5 OBD or over 5 OBD and ANC. So for me, I want to hear from the other colleagues how they can handle this, as we wanted to see the performance of the OBDs, both under 5 and over 5, and also the ANC. So if you don't mind, please, I want to have how the Mr. Wondimu dealing with that, if he's happy to select one OBD and then work with that. For me, I prefer for both OBD in under 5 and over 5 and ANC. So that's my update. Thank you so much, Francisco.
Thank you, Dr. Jamal. I'm probably going to call Professor Mirjam to help guide us on your question. But before I do that, I think Ephrem has raised his hand. Ephrem, please, you have the floor. Ephrem, can you unmute?
Can you hear me, Prof?
Yes, yes, thank you.
It's just to update what Putu and Wande said. We are communicating. We communicated 11 health facilities in the second round, and we try to capture detailed information about the data analysis presentation and HIS general data collection process. The instrument that we used and prepared by Putu gave us a good opportunity to know more about the HS process of the health facilities, and it may be good for our project also. And just say this for you.
Thank you very much, Ephrem. Thank you for that update. Professor Mirjam, are you able to speak to the point?
Which point was that, Francesca?
It was asking about the OPD implementation in countries. Then Jamal, would you like to repeat that? I think he has a confusion about
Okay. Thanks so much. Yes, Prof. Mirjam, just I raised the issue of OBDs. We have here in 2 OBDs, and we agreed that to just select one either under 5 or over 5, plus ANC. So that's my understanding. So just I want to, in how the Minister of Health and the facility in charges, the directors, preferred to, as they want to analyze the OBD in a soft way, they want to see both OBD and under 5 and over 5. We have one computer for health facility, each health facility. So how I want to know if that's possible to select both OBDs, and just I want to hear from the other colleagues how they are dealing this with. They are dealing this. Thank you. Am I clear, Prof?
I think it is. So you're saying that 2 different templates that are being used, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, it's really something that Aliyah and Mariam should answer, but it seems to me that it's very possible, and it would also be not that time consuming. So I think it's possible. I just think it needs to be taken up by Aliyah and Mariam. Mariam, are you hearing this? I'll take it up with them. Are you there, Mariam? Yeah, I'll pick that up. Yeah, the other thing that we will pick up, I mean, Aliyah has picked up with that Monday group, is how we exactly deal with the information about the patients and the visits. That is something that I think it requires a proposal, but also I think needs to be discussed with the countries to see what the practices are in the health facilities. So I'd like to discuss that with that team and then get back on that with a little bit more detail also for you to look at in the country teams, if that is all right.
All right, Prof. Thank you very much. I've also noted that. Thank you. Next, we'll move to Kenya. Dr. Reginald and William, will you kindly provide an update on the implementation and deployment in Kenya? Dr. Reginald? I'm not sure if Dr. Reginald is on the call. All right, I guess we can move to Zimbabwe. I know
Excuse me?
Oh, yes, Doctor. Yes.
This is William. Can I give just a short update? Huh?
Sorry?
I'm saying, sorry, I'm at
right.
a nice place. Okay, I was saying, Dr. Reginald just communicated to me yesterday that county facilities have agreed that 2 health facilities will join us. So him and Dr. Asma are working towards identifying the health facilities. Then we are progressing well on the issue of OPD, and I'll meet with Putu tomorrow to finalize on the details.
Okay. Thank you very much, William. I think Dr. Reginald's just joined. Doctor, do you have more to add to the update? It's a good news that the country authorities has approved that 2 health facilities in the country will be joining the project. What is the implication of this for the overall participation in Kenya? Does it mean that we now have +2 extra in addition to the 2 we already have? Or this approval is for the 2 that we have originally? Dr. Reginald or Williams, if either of you is available to answer that. No. Yes, doctor, your microphone is open. Okay, we'll come back to Kenya. Let us go to the south of Africa. Zimbabwe, Professor Bernard, you had given an update earlier. Do you have additional updates, or we should take that as the update from Zimbabwe? I think,
Hello?
Bernard. Yes,
hello?
Yes, doctor. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think for today, that's the only update that I'm having.
Thank you very much.
It's fine.
Thank you. Do we have Dr. Jeremiah from Tanzania, or if Professor Mirjam would like to update us on the progress in Tanzania, if there has been any meeting since the last time?
And I don't know. It is Aliyah. Aliyah's not here, so sorry, I don't know.
Okay, okay, we'll take that next meeting then. For Nigeria, Dr. Sakinat.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Professor Francisca. I think at least for our first 6 hospitals, we have concluded all round of questioning and answering, and we have started with the remaining hospitals. So, and I think we are good to go. That's the only update we have.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you. We go to the north of Africa, to Tunisia. Professor Mariem.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Professor Francisca. So from the side of research data, we didn't have a remarkable update to mention, but we still work in the data entry. And when we will finish this work, I don't know if you heard me.
Yes, I can hear you, Mirjam.
Okay, thank you. So
yeah, we can hear you.
So when we will finish
the
entry of data, we can maybe test some queries on the CDAR system if this part will be presented maybe by ROD1 team. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mariem. I think there was also a suggestion for you to work with Alia, Getu, and Samson to see how we can have the combined architecture of research data and the health data. Has there been any work on that, or is there any progress on that, on how they work in Tunisia, which is on VODAN Africa data, fair data management, so that we can have two pathways, but on the same project, where we have the research data of yours, and any other country may wish to go into research data later. And of course, the countries that are working on health data.
Yes.
So
okay,
I think go ahead, please.
So it can be possible. I think it's a good idea for the combination of these two types of data.
Getu, Samson, and Alia, especially now that you are into data entry, but the health data, they are still in the development of the development and deployment. So this may be a good time to look into that. So thank you very much. Before we take the questions and AOB, I saw Misha came into the call. If Misha would be happy to provide an update on the, on the special issue, we had opted for the peer review options. If there are some brief updates on that. Misha, please.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, Misha.
Okay, so we are a bit on a slow progress at the moment. I'm waiting for the article from VODAN to be checked by Professor van Reisen, but she's been very busy at the moment. So as soon as that gets done, we can move forward. But aside from that, all the articles are basically done. So we just need to get that article checked, and yeah.
Okay. The articles update me sent out to reviewers.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much.
So yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, there's an update from Rudian. I will be going over all the suggestions thus far tomorrow. Excellent, Rudian. Thank you very much. Now, are there questions and AOB? If there are questions or clarifications, Fredrick, would you be able to give an update on the contracting and the financing? The project manager, Fredrick, is on the call. I know some of the data stewards already received their contracts and the second contract, the first and second contract. Fredrick, would you be able to give an update, please?
Yes, I hope everyone is okay. Thank you for that, Professor Francisca. So I actually did finish all the paperwork in relation to all the stewards and some country leads who never received their contracts at the beginning of this period. So everybody has their document. All I'm waiting for is for them to send them back, and then I can move them to the payment processes. now on the payment processes, that is whether we will, because I used the standard procedure, that is of the 50-50 payments in the interest of time. But as to whether we will do that now, that will be dependent on a couple of discussions which we will have in the background with Professor Mirjam, and then everybody should be able to get their payments, I think, towards the end of the week or towards early next week. I think that was the first question. The second question was, did I miss the second question?
Fredrick, we have lost audio.
I think, yes, I think I've can I be heard now? Can you hear me?
Yes, but I personally lost some parts of the conversation of your presentation. I know the contracts have been received, and there were some other background discussions that are going on, and then you expect everyone will receive their contracts, at least the data stewards.
Yeah, they will. Everybody, they should be able to receive their payments by. I programmed that by the end of the week, all of them should be able to have their payments in their accounts. And for those who will probably not get it at the end of the week, we can look at very early next week. That is based on the time lag, because one of the things we've experienced in the program is that some countries take longer to process payments across the borders than some other ones. So that is the timeline I've given myself. Other than that, everybody has their paperwork ready, except probably, I think after this, I may try to reach out to Mariam Ghardallou so that she can be able to patch me to Zora, who is maybe difficult to reach at the moment.
All right, thank you very much. I have looked at the attendance list. I don't see any new names. Otherwise, I would have asked the country coordinators to introduce new members of their team. But then under the AOB, if there are questions, we're able to save a lot of time. Are there questions? I don't see any hands up. Okay, there's one. We'll see if we'll do it for the thing here. Right. Professor Mirjam, perhaps you'll be happy to give some kind of remarks before we close. I want to thank you very much also on behalf of the team. You have been doing a lot, even when you didn't need to. You have really provided a lot of assistance. When we run into difficulties like this, it's you who tries to kind of open the way for everyone. We'd like to thank you and then get some closing remarks from you.
Thank you, Francesca. That's very nice. I think, yeah, we are really in a very good place. The teams have really been working very, very well. Now that this very busy June semester is over for all of us in university, almost over. We need to get a little bit of, we need to get some higher level planning in, and at the same time really get some of the jobs done that some are waiting for, like for instance, the agreement for the health facilities. These are not big jobs, but it's just a matter of finding some time to do them. But I'm sure that in the next weeks, we are able to tie all of that together. Professor Francesca, thank you for the leadership here. And it's very nice to see all the country teams coming together so well, as in addition to the technical teams. So yeah, all in all, great progress. And let's hope that by next week, really some further things are on the way so that we can make the next steps. Also hoping that Samson and Getu and Araya will be joining us then there have been quite some developments. I did speak to one of the students there last night, and so they were all fine, but there had also been shootings at the university. So all our prayers also with our team there. So I'll leave it at that. Mirjam, did you want to say something? I see you coming on stage.
No, I didn't. Well, because it's the last meeting, I kind of wanted to show face. Hi, Mirjam. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Francisca.
So thank you all really very much for this meeting, and for the also people who are joining us every week. I see one or two new names as well. So the teams are expanding in a good way as well. So thanks very much. Back over to you, Francisca.
Thank you very much. While you were speaking, Dr. Reginald actually gave an update that now we have 4 health facilities in Kenya. You know, we have been working with 2, but now we have 4, which is excellent news and a lot of progress. Thank you, Dr. Reginald, for the progress you have made in that country. I'm going to hand over back to you, Putu, to close the meeting while thanking everyone for the participation in today's meeting.
Yeah, okay, Prof. Francisca. So because there is no comment or question anymore, so thanks everyone. I will share the video recording of this webinar in WhatsApp and also in YouTube. And thanks again for joining us. We will see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.